He's one of those people, isn't there? There's that one man who you speak to, who you respect his opinion so much about the comics, like, and everyone in the community knows. You just, talk to him. He'll tell you what to get.
Yeah. He's not proved us wrong so far. I have to say.
Yeah.
You know, he recommended us. He recommended me with a Dynamite Comics title called The Spider, which is an amalgamation of the Shadow, Batman, and on a smaller point, the guns he uses have like 3 laser pointers on them, like Predator, and it's generally badass. It's really good.
Yeah,
check it out. Yeah.
We've got a kind of special slot today. We're going to do a special Marvel versus DC. And this is actually an interesting book. I mean, it came out back in the 90s, I think, didn't it? Late 90s.
When I was at school, like everyone else in the class
96.
was bringing, everyone like bringing all the issues of like the big Marvel vs DC stuff. You know, Spider-Man versus Superboy, Captain Marvel versus Thor, all these sort of things. I never got to read it when I was young, but I read it like about 4 years ago. I loved it. It was hilarious. Yeah. You know, not like epic, but I thought it was hilarious.
If you get a chance to read this, I'm not saying it's the best graphic novel you're ever going to read, but it's entertainment. It's one of those things that you always talk about. It's a pub book, isn't it? Really?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know, you have a couple of drinks and then you beat each other up after you've disagreed about who should have won those epic battles, right?
It's true.
And it's something that we were going to discuss today. So I'm going to bring up a couple of these battles, and if you get a chance, you should read who won. We won't say who actually won the fight.
No. We'll mention the battles and
we'll just discuss. And we've got the first one, which was Superman versus the Hulk. Your thoughts on who should win that fight?
Superman, any day.
And I'm actually going to disagree vehemently with that and say the Hulk. What's your reason, actually? Let's listen to the reason.
Right. The Hulk is phenomenally strong, and there's no questioning about it. I mean, you saw in the Avengers, I hope I don't ruin anything for you, he basically punches out a ship with one hit, which is awesome.
There's that moment with Loki as well.
Yeah, there's that.
I just said
check it out. Yeah, there's a moment.
There's a moment.
You won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Superman has. Yeah, I'd say strength. Hulk has the slight advantage. I say slight.
Hold on a minute. Wait. Okay. No, I won't stop you. Okay. I won't. I don't want to do that to you yet.
But then, Superman has super speed. He has heat vision. He has freeze breath.
Yeah.
These things hold a huge advantage over the Hulk, I'm afraid.
But there's just one minor thing that we need to... There's a discrepancy here that I'd like to point out, which is
not that he's green, is it?
No, do you know what? I would laugh if the book went, oh no, he's green, I can't fight him, he's just too ugly.
Well, no, by that I mean it would be a horrific, this awful attempt at symbolism for kryptonite, which would be awful.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't surprise me if they came up with something like that.
Actually, his cells are slightly kryptonite in it,
because the universal crossover. No, this is what happens.
That would be lame, wouldn't it?
It would be horrible.
No, we wouldn't want to see that. No, we want to see a proper fight. And my argument here, and this is my point, and you let us know what you think, right?
In the comments, leave it
in the comments below. Yeah, I personally think that Hulk technically can become infinitely strong. And the reason is it's dependent upon his anger. And Superman, I don't know about you, but when I read Superman, I get pissed off. Just because he's so good and true and all of this. Maybe because of that evilness that I'm British. But the bottom line is that it gets on my nerves. Superman gets on my nerves. Hulk's going to get really angry. I mean, really angry, and probably will get angry to the point where he will just break his face with one punch.
Possibly, but the whole thing...
Wait, sorry, I don't mean to cut you up, but no. Superman fight at night or at day? That makes a big difference.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he's got enough solar energy at night to... this is a really minor pedant kind of point, which I'm not sure anyone's brought up, maybe because it might not make any sense, but moon reflects sunlight. He'll still get some, but not an awful lot compared to...
From the moon, you mean?
Yeah, from the moon.
Oh, right.
Which is... But the thing is, he'll get
cloudy day.
Cloudy day, he's screwed. But at the same time...
So wait, are you saying that Hulk versus Superman at night on a cloudy day, Hulk's going to take him?
It will be a stalemate.
You think it's going to be a closer fight, basically? Okay, all right.
But at the same time, again, I think the whole thing of the speed... Basically, the thing is, you're right, Hulk could be infinitely strong depending on his anger. There's not yet a glass ceiling that's been introduced. People could argue the same with Superman, but at the same time...
What, infinite strength?
Almost infinite.
Really? What? Because
Possibly.
he's never had a limit to his strength.
So far.
But didn't we kind of see a limit to his strength when he was in the Death of Superman?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you could be right. But that was John Byrne just completely pissing all over the character, really.
Oh right, so
Yeah.
it was just bad writing.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you didn't like the Death of Superman?
I loved the Death of Superman. I really did.
Bad writing, Death of Superman.
You can't call me a moment there. I enjoy it, but I mean, okay, the thing is. At the same time, this was post-crisis Superman. Basically, it's following on from the Man of Steel miniseries, where he was severely depowered. In the Silver Age, he was able to bench press a planet with his little finger. So, yeah,
that's a fair point. Yes, they do like to exaggerate things in the Silver Age.
They do, but that's what makes it hilarious.
Yeah,
he had super everything.
All right, well, we'll let us know what you think. I mean, he's brought up some valid points. I think I got a valid point.
No, this is basically a conversation that's not going to be resolved in this video. No, and I'm cool with that.
And I actually think that more people agree with you than me in general, because Superman. I mean, I think it's more accepted that Superman would be the winner. But look, you're gonna have to read the book to find out. We've got a couple of reviews to talk about. You wanted to talk about Batman.
Batman: The Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul, I don't care how you pronounce it.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul's cool with me.
That's what I've always called him.
Yeah. He has been one of my favourite Batman villains for, well, pretty much ever, really. I always prefer him to the Joker because he's just much more clever and there's like deep history.
That intelligence, though.
Yeah, the intelligence.
Just
it's
like
centuries-long intelligence.
You know what? Really, the one thing that gets on my nerves about Batman comics, and I love Batman comics, but it's just that sometimes the enemies just aren't clever enough. It's like, I did you because I'm more intelligent than you. And that happens a lot with Batman. But Ra's al Ghul is like one of those characters that never ever happens with. He gets surprised a lot in those comic books, doesn't he?
He does.
So what happened in this?
Well, basically this one is, it's exactly what it says on the tin, just the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. Now, this shouldn't come as a surprise because he's known for having been resurrected several times, but there was a point recently where Batman sealed up every Lazarus pit on Earth to prevent him from coming back again, but he's devised a new way to reincarnate himself in his grandson, Damien, which is also the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul. Without going too much into detail, basically it's just a race to stop him from coming back properly. And
using the Lazarus pit?
Not using the Lazarus pit, no, because the Lazarus pits are gone. He's trying to come back in a new body. Reincarnate himself through Damien.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
interesting.
Pretty nifty.
That's a pretty cool idea.
And the best thing, though,
I suppose the Lazarus Pits thing had been already done quite a lot.
Done so many times, but
so, look, we're going to bring him back in another Lazarus Pit. So not this time.
What amazed me with the Lazarus Pit, I think the writers were just carrying the idiot ball here, because in Birds of Prey there was a period where Black Canary was dating Ra's al Ghul. Now, that alone is idiotic, considering the fact that Barbara Gordon was like, you're actually dating Ra's al Ghul, and blah blah. It's silly. But then, right, Black Canary gets thrown in a Lazarus Pit by Barbara Gordon, still in a wheelchair at this point, and restores her sonic cry. Barbara doesn't jump in there and get her legs back. It's silly. Is what it is.
That's a real plot failure, isn't it?
Tell me about it.
Plot fail. Epic plot fail. That was terrible.
It was, but that's why
I know. I'm going to stay disabled.
Yeah.
No, I don't really understand that one.
Yeah.
Maybe she liked it. Maybe liked
it so much.
I'm being a bit controversial, aren't I?
Well, people have been saying that for years. It's odd.
I like being in a wheelchair. Leave me alone.
But basically, the whole thing with the Lazarus Pit is like, okay, it's been done to death, and this whole thing is trying to stop Ra's al Ghul coming back, and it has amazing scenes like Tim Drake, Dick Grayson as Nightwing, and Damian Wayne as a pseudo Robin, because he's not yet Robin yet, and just defending Wayne Manor from hordes of Ra's al Ghul's
ninjas. Who's done the
artwork,
by the way?
The artwork, I'm not sure. Let me have a look, because there was all several different issues. I mean, from oh god, there's loads, because this crossover.
So it's a multitude of artists. But who's done the writing then? At least
the writing was Grant Morrison and Paul Dini. There were some of the writers.
So a kind of guaranteed level of
consistency.
Consistent. Yeah. Well, do you use the word consistency and Grant Morrison in the same sentence?
With his Batman stuff, yes.
Okay.
Superman,
all right.
Not too sure.
All right, okay, fair enough. So you're saying it's Grant Morrison on Batman, and it's a solid read.
I mean, because it crossed over through the Nightwing and Robin titles as well as.
I mean, you must really highly rate this, because I gave him an option to, he came on the show. I said, pick whatever you want, choose whatever you want, and he decided this was the thing. So
it's easily one of my favourite Batman stories, like out of the top few. It's really good.
So pick it up. I'm sure it's going to be excellent. I know I'm going to be reading it. So
check it out, guys.
I've got well. It's a bit of a watch. It's the Complete Clone Saga. They've brought out 5 volumes of the Complete Clone Saga. Now, for those people that don't remember, the Clone Saga happened in the 90s and pretty much killed comics.
It was controversial.
Probably because no one knew who Spider-Man was, and when they finally found out, they wanted to kill themselves. So, and then they lied to us all along because no one liked what they actually did. So they pretty much killed comics in the 90s, nearly put Marvel into out of business. Actually, they say that this was the only thing holding Marvel in business because this was selling massive numbers of comics.
How ironic.
So the irony that, yeah. But they've got them in 5 volumes. This is pretty good. The only thing I would say about this book, and before checking it out, is it's actually going to tell you everything that you want to know about what happens with Spider-Man in the first few issues, and so kind of ruins the storyline
quite a bit. Yeah,
which is pretty sad. I was a bit disappointed with that. Like, the ordering of the comics in this is not particularly good, and kind of ruins it. But look, you know. So it's a solid read. The artwork in here is excellent, it really is, and the storyline, looking back on it, isn't so bad. So check it out. So we're here with Charlie for a Hot Comics. This is the man. This is the secret man who tells us what to read. Really, and it's not just me. Most of London is running by what Charlie says.
Most of Camden.
Definitely at least Camden. But I would still. There's a definite spreading out. So please, Charlie, tell us what are we going to be reading?
Well, I highly recommend Dial H.
And what's the reason for Dial H? Tell us.
Well, it's a 52 replacement. You know, DC recently have cancelled some of the 52 range and put in some replacement titles. Dial H is one of them. It's by an award-winning science fiction novelist, China Miéville.
Wow.
And so I think everyone was quite hyped about that, thinking, you know, what's he going to come up with? Because if you've read any of his novels, like City and the City, you know, they're really big ideas. So I'm definitely on board for this.
And the character, I mean, is it you know, I mean, from what I remember, and I don't know if this is right, used to have this little dial pad, and then he could turn into a different hero using the different...
It's in a phone booth now, I believe.
Yeah, it's a Silver Age concept originally, and they've kind of updated it. It's now, as James said, a phone booth. This guy, he's kind of like an everyman character. He's kind of a bit out of shape. You know, his life's kind of going downhill a bit, and he gets involved with this mysterious telephone box.
Is it back to the origin? I mean, do you find out how he ends up getting this thing?
Explained. He just stumbles upon it.
That's one of the cool things about it, is you're still guessing. You know, he doesn't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Basically, when he dials the corresponding numbers for hero into this phone, it becomes a different hero every week.
Right.
Not a hero that we know, like Superman. I think just a weird one-off hero that like they've come up with each week.
Right. So it's kind of like you know, potluck, really.
Exactly. That's what's fun about it. You know, I'd recommend it to anyone that likes superheroes but is a little bit bored with the current superhero scene and wanting something a bit different with like a kind of Vertigo kind of weird vibe to it.
Oh, right. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
As always, we'll be getting another Hot Comics from Mr. Hot Comics himself, Charlie. And please also come down to Mega City and check out the extraordinary range of comics they have here. And thanks again to them for allowing us to film. So cheers. I'll see you again soon.
You're welcome.
Cheers. Take care. Well, we've done our bit this week, so this month actually. So check us out on Facebook and on the website and on YouTube. Check out Lord Jimsicle here and his show, please, as well, and support us both. So check us out, and we'll see you again soon.